Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nipun. I'm going to be running this orientation of the camp Padampuri. So, just to give you a brief background first about myself, I've been I got into this line because I used to go as a kid from 1997 to 2001 as the children here and who are going to be coming to these kind of programs. So, I used to go as a child over there, and that's how I got into this line. And I realized my passion for the outdoors, and I realized how important these kind of programs were for the children. And so I continued working with them. Right after school, I did my summer job, then I went to college, and I came back. And so I can give you a perspective of what the child goes through, how you as parents might be feeling while they're on camp, especially for the first timers who are going uh, from an instructor point of view on how what we do, what we don't, and then finally I'm going to also take you through the information docket, the list of things to carry. So the way it will run is that I'll take you through the information docket, the list of things to carry, and then I'll take question and answers. Right? Not everybody has joined in. We have about 25 participants on this. Right now, I'm only seeing 13 people who have joined. So I'm hoping the others will keep joining, but we will be recording this and sharing it in the WhatsApp channel. I hope you guys have joined the WhatsApp channel, which was a part of the message which was yesterday. There was a link on a WhatsApp channel. I hope you guys have joined that. Children, as you know WhatsApp a little better than your parents, make sure they join the channel and their alert notification is on so that when we put up updates, they can get alerts on that. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen and also, I would request all to hold on to their question answers. Once I'm done, most likely all your question answers will be solved in during my orientation. But after that, if you still have some questions, please do feel free to ask them. What I would request is that if you go into the React button, there is a button called Raise Hand. So this is the way it works. So as soon as somebody raises their hand, they go on the top, and when I'm done with the orientation, I will ask one by one whoever has their hands up, whatever question they have and answer those. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, I hope everybody can see my screen and everybody can hear me. So first, a little bit of brief background about Inme. Inme started as a company called Discovery Camps by four people in 1996. The whole concept was to get children out in the outdoors and connect with nature and also learn life skills while doing some experiential activity. It has evolved over the years to become more of a technology break for a lot of children because we have gotten addicted to technology so much that we know that while connecting to nature and learning life skills is very important, but it also become a technology detox where the children do not have phones, laptops, or anything, so that they can actually learn how to use their own imagination, their own techniques of solving problems rather than just depending on chatbots or something. And parents, you would relate to this. I see children these days, when they're communicating with their friends, they're more about sending emojis or short forms and not actually communicating with each other. And we want them to communicate. So the best thing is when they're without technology, they actually have to speak to communicate, and it becomes a very good thing for the children. So it was Discovery Camps in 1996. It got changed to I Discover I Education in the year 2000. 2002, 2003, they started also working on some preschools and another company called Exceed. So in 2006, Eureka Campouts was formed, which was doing the outdoor education part of it, and I discovered I was working separately. During this time, there was a split in the partners, and two of the partners started under the company called Inme, which was in 2008. 2019, as we were all friends and we were still talking to each other, 2019 we decided to join hands, and both Inme and Eureka merged as one company. Now, what we've been running it since 2019 has been that Inme does the retail programs, or what we call the B2C program, which is any child from the age group of 9 to 17 can come on one particular program depending on their age group. Eureka works directly with schools where on a particular location and date, that school is only on the campus. So say step by step, which comes with us, when we have them on the camp, there's nobody else. There's only a step by step grade 1 or grade 4 or a grade 5. Similarly, other schools which we work with all over India, that's how it happens. So Eureka works directly with schools. We will be phasing out the Eureka brand name slowly, and it will just become fine going ahead. So we're going to be talking about the Camp Padampuri. This is for the 10 to 12 age group, which is starting on 27th of May from Delhi and will return to Delhi on June 04. Little bit about Padampuri. Padampuri is near Bhimtal in the Nainital area, right? It's a village which is set away from all the main hub of tourism and civilization. So it's quite nice. It's quite green, and we are in quite a bit of a silent zone. So when we are there at night, children can actually hear the different sounds of the jungle. They'll be able to hear different birds at night, in the morning, which is really good. And when they open their tents, which I'll just show you, when they open their tents, they are seeing a green mountain right in front of them, which is full of trees and stuff. So it's an amazing experience just coming out in the morning and seeing the sunrise. So Padampuri, if you search online, you'll be able to figure out where it is. It's from Kathgodam, which is the last place where the Volvos go till, or the train goes till. It's about a 2.5-hour journey from there. On this program, the participants are choosing they have a choice of 2 activities, right? So either they have chosen rock climbing and backpacking, or ropes course and outdoor survival. In rock climbing and backpacking, they are understanding how to scale cliffs and trek through rugged terrains. In ropes course and outdoor survival, they are navigating the ropes obstacle course set up using ropes, and also understanding how to survive in the outdoors. I will go into details of both of all these activities below. So you'll get an understanding of what's happening, especially outdoor survival, because a lot of children, when they hear outdoor survival, they go on to the man versus wild era, and it's not that. Man versus wild is an extreme Bear Grylls doing extreme survival skills. We don't do extreme survival skills. It's basic survival skills, and I'll tell you about that. Whoever is Samson, please don't annotate. Thank you. So now, beyond this, these are the outdoor activities. These are the basic adventure activities. It's not just that they're just going to do that. In the afternoon, we have some community service activities, some environmental awareness. Also, what we do is we do a lot of team working and leadership activities also with these children, so that they start understanding. And these are done on the camp itself. Okay, so this are the campsite. The first 2 pictures are the campsite photographs. Right, these are the tents. The tents have attached bathrooms. The small structure which I'm trying to highlight, if you can see, is the toilet attached to the tents. This is for each tent has one attached toilet. Right, there are 4 to 5 children in each tent. Now, how does a daily this thing happen? The daily schedule. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry. So now, how does the daily schedule happen? So once they've arrived on the camp, which will be on the 27th, 6 a.m. is the wake-up call. After that, so every day 6 a.m. is when we ask the children to get up. A lot of children moan and groan about this. Why we are not at home? Why are we not going to school? Why do we have to get up at 6 a.m.? Guys have to get at 6 a.m. so that you can do a lot of the outdoor activities, the adventure activities before it becomes really hot, right? With no pollution, and the sky being very clear, the sun is very sharp in the mountains. So it does get hot in the afternoon. It does reach about 30 to 35 degrees in midday, which is for a short duration, but it does. So during that time, we want you under the shade. So that's why you have to get up at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. when the children wake up, they'll come out, they'll have hot beverage available for them like tea, coffee, sorry, not coffee, tea, drinking chocolate, hot milk, and biscuits along with it. Then we have warm-up activities where we do some fun activities to warm them up and stretch out, which is called Chota Hazari or power-ups. 8 a.m. is breakfast. From 9 a.m., you are going to leave the camp, right? You will go away, you will do all the activities which are scheduled for the day, and you'll come back around 11, around 12:31. During this time, also there'll be a refreshment break, so you'll get some snacks over there, some juices, so that you can get your energy up. 1 p.m. is lunch, which is on the camp itself, unless you're on a night out. I will come to that when I talk about the backpacking and the outer survival. You'll have lunch at 1 o'clock. From 1:30 to 2:30 is freewheeling time. This is the time the children have an opportunity to go have a bath. And I will specify opportunity, or I should say option, to go and have a bath. Mothers and fathers, most of the children are not going to have a bath every day. It's okay. They're on a vacation, they're going on a holiday, it's fine. We also like to save water. If they are stinking or if they're not changing their clothes, we will ask them to go for a bath, don't worry. But if they're not having a bath, it's just fine for a few days. It's an experience for them also. Let them be children, right? As if you turn back time and you remember your times, if you were having too much of fun, you really didn't want to waste time having a bath, right? And that's what's going to happen. They're going to have so much of fun, they might just want to miss the bath. 2:30 p.m. This is when the sun is at its extreme and it becomes really hot. So we do something called cool time activities, which are a mix of fun and learning. This will also include community service, some environmental activities, team working. This will happen on the camp itself mainly. Unless for the community service, we might just go to a nearby village. But the rest of the time, we are on the camp itself. This is done under the shade so that they're well protected and they're not out in the direct sunlight. This will continue till about 5 p.m. 5 p.m. is tea. The tea will be with snacks, right? The snacks will keep changing every day depending on what kind of energy levels have been used. If they've had a strenuous day, we might have a little bit of heavier snack. If it's not been a strenuous day, we'll have some light snacks for them. 5:30 p.m. They restart cool time. Now, usually during this time, what we do is there are two or three things which happen. One is the instructors also become children. So we start playing different games where the instructors are also taking part. So it could be dodgeball, it could be capture the flag, it could be just some circus activities like hula hoops, dangle door. So all those things come into play here. In the evenings, just before sunset, we will have a debrief session, which might be a group sharing session or a personal reflection. When it's a group sharing session, they'll go into different locations of the camp in their groups and they'll sit and have a group sharing session. If it's a personal reflection, the whole campsite, including the instructors, for half an hour will go silent, right? We'll be giving them something called cool books. These are personal reflection books which have some fun activities which they are supposed to fill up and also observe the sounds of nature. During the day when we are children are making so much of noise, they don't hear half the things which are going around. The small insects, the different types of birds, like I was mentioning, different animals, right? So, when they go silent, they start hearing things which they've not heard for the first 2-3 days. And it's a very mesmerizing experience for them. 7:30 is soup. 8 p.m. is when we start serving dinner. 9 p.m. is when we start asking them to go into their tents. Now, it's written lights off. So that's the time we start asking them to go into the tents. 9:30, 10, we ask them to switch off the lights and go silent. 10:20, we would be reminding them that they have to sleep. 10:45, we'll be shouting at them to go to sleep because they have to wake up in the morning. 11:30, there'll still be a few stragglers who we would be going and reminding that they have to sleep. And usually by 11:30, everybody is asleep. Children, what you need to realize, whoever is here, so the place is so silent at night, whatever you're whispering in your tents, we get to hear. So make sure you can either whisper so lowly that we don't hear you and nobody gets disturbed, or make sure whatever you're talking is something which we can hear and you won't get embarrassed. Okay. Now, in terms of the activities, now I'm going to go through each activity, right? Starting from session 1 till whatever the final session is. And I'm doing it with the combination style. So rock climbing. So rock climbing is not as if I'm just going to take you to a rock face and say start climbing, right? We are first going to teach you what are the different equipments used, how to wear a harness, how to tie knots, the different types of knots, especially the safety knots which are required, which can help you in life. So understanding knots, understanding ropes, how do you make sure that the rope is safe? How do you understand what are the different types of ropes? So there's a dynamic rope, there's a static rope. What are they used for? So you understand those things. What a pulleys will be used for, what a figure eight will be used for. So the different equipments will come into play. So the first session, the first part of the first session will start with introduction to equipment and knots and ropes, and making sure that you're wearing your helmet properly, your harnesses properly, and you will go to a 6-foot boulder where you understand the different types of techniques of climbing. We'll be mainly using a technique called 3-point pin climbing, where three parts of your body are always in touch with the rock face and no other part. So it could be either both your hands and one foot, or both your feet and one hand. So that one hand or one foot is moving you upward, so that you, or sideways, whatever is required, so that you understand the 3-point pin climbing. So this is done on a 6-foot boulder with crash mats, so that once you've gotten comfortable with this, the next day we will take you to a proper rock face, which will be about a 35-40-foot rock face. So you're going to understand how to climb it, how to use different routes to climb it, which can challenge you more, and come back down. Now, the coming down is called rappelling. So that will be a different day. You'll be doing jumaring and rappelling. Jumar is an equipment which allows you to do vertical climbing. So it gets attached to the rope, and it can take your full weight, and you can actually pull yourself up. So there'll be jumaring, and then there'll be rappelling, which is controlled descent. So you're coming down the rock face. So these will be the 3 sessions which you'll be doing. In backpacking, we're going to be teaching you how to trek in the outdoors. So, you can't just, if you want to go on an expedition or trek the mountains or the forest, you can't just get up and start walking. There's certain things you need to know. First of all, how to conserve energy while trekking, how to plan out an expedition, right? So you understand that, okay, you have to go from one point to the other point. Now, what if you can't do this in one day? What are the timelines you should have? Where should you pitch your campsite? How do you pitch your campsite? What do you need to carry with you? So understanding all those things will happen in the first session. You'll go for a nice trek, come back down, acclimatize yourself, understand all these concepts, understand tent pitching, understand how to build a stove, how to make a campsite. And then one day you will actually go away from the campsite. On that day, you'll also be learning navigation. You'll go to a particular location, you're going to pitch tents, you're going to cook your own food, and come back the next day. Obviously, this will be done under the supervision of the instructors all throughout, especially the food making, because even we have to have the food. So we want to make sure you're putting salt when it's required, salt and not sugar, or vice versa, right? So we're going to make sure the food is tasty, and we're going to be helping you. So you'll spend one night in the outdoors. This is one night you won't have toilets, right? We used to do something called loo with a view. So it's an open jungle. So we'll have locations where girls will be separate, boys will be separate. And it used to be called a loo with a view, because you would always be having a view in front of you or behind the bush activity. Now what we've done is we take toilet tents with us. These toilet tents are just long canvas tents, which are pop up, and then we dig the ground a little bit, which we'll teach you. And we're going to do a job there, right? So this is to increase privacy. So these toilet tents will be carried by us, and we'll pop them up there. So for one night, there will be no toilet, and you'll come back the next day in the morning. So you'll be back on camp. Now, during this time, you will make tea, you will make dinner, and you will make breakfast, right? So, but they'll be in rotation. It's not as if, say there are 25, so 12 children are gone for this. It doesn't mean that all 12 children are doing one thing. They'll be divided into teams. So there's a cooking team, there's a cleaning team, there's a wood team, and there's a water team. So they'll rotate, and they have different duties, and they'll have for tea, one rotation, dinner, one rotation, and breakfast, one rotation. So that's how backpacking is going to work. So this is the combination of rock climbing and backpacking. Coming to ropes course, And sorry over the typo, I just noticed it. It's not CORE, it's COURSE. So the ropes course is basically to understand what all you can do with ropes, right? How to uh, balance yourself, how to cross valleys, how to make ladders, all those things come to it. So what we've done is we have a low element and we have high elements. Low elements are anything which are near to the ground and not exceeding a height of 6 feet. So this could be a wild boozy, which is basically, you have two parallel ropes running along, and there's sorry, two ropes running along, and they are forming a V. Now, two people on these ropes will be walking sideways, and they have to balance with each other to make sure they reach the end. Obviously, they'll be wearing helmets and harnesses, and we'll be there to make sure they don't fall. So all those things will be done over there. Now, this is up to 6 feet. So there could be a Tarzan swing or something. So first day would be low ropes course. Second day, we're going to do a mixture of low ropes and high ropes. It could include commando net, friendship ladder. Friendship ladder is that we have two ropes, parallel ropes hanging, and we have bamboo logs in the middle, which form a ladder. Now, this ladder keeps on increasing in height. So as a team, you have to reach the top. How do you do it? How do you work as a team? So a lot of teamwork comes into play. And the third day will have high rope challenges, mainly, right, which could include zip line, Tyrolean traverse, and other things. So that's what you're going to do on ropes course. So ropes course is all about ropes and understanding how to work in a team. Outdoor survival is the art of surviving the outdoors. Now, while backpacking was a planned expedition where you were carrying all your equipment, you were carrying tents, you were carrying ration. So now, what if you were in the outdoors and something happened? Say you're going and you lost your path. How do you find route using the stars and the sun as location, or the flora and fauna around you? You'll be able to understand, okay, so the sun is rising from this side because this tree has fungus on one side, it does not have fungus on one side, so that's where the sun would be. So you start getting particular ideas, start understanding how to navigate, how to make a route map for yourself, how to make a compass with the things available around you, how to build a fire without matches, how to signal. How do you do signaling? That if you're lost, how do you do signaling so that people can find you? How to make a shelter with whatever you have. So you don't have a tent because you're in the outdoors, you might have lost it. How do you build a shelter? How to find food in nature? How to purify water? All these things will be taught to you in the starting. And then for one night, you're actually, again, like backpacking, you're going to go away from the campsite. Now, if it's good weather and it's perfect conditions, we might sleep out in the open without tents, build a shelter and stay under that. If it's not good weather, we will obviously be putting up tents. But there'll be some tests over there, like, there might be one pole missing. How do you make a makeshift pole? All those things will come to play. So in both the combinations, for one night, you're going to be away from the campsite. You're going to go for a night out. You're going to actually live in the forest where you cook food, stay out there, and come back the next day. So these are the activities. Now, coming on to the safety part. So we follow a 1:6 instructor to participant ratio. So for every 6 children, we'll have one certified instructor from a agency like NOLS, NIM, JIM, or HMI. These are all mountaineering institutes. Now, it just doesn't mean that they've been certified, they are okay to come on Inme. After they've been certified, they have to go through a strict screening by us. They'll go through mentoring by our old instructors, our senior instructors, for the simple reason we are working with children. It's very different from working with adults. There's a particular way of behaving. How do you talk to children? How do you handle different kind of problems they might be having, like homesickness, maybe some health issues? How do you handle it? How do you remain sensitive and empathetic? So they have to go through a strict training with us, and only then are they allowed to become lead instructors. So they will be that will be done with them for sure beforehand. We have already run workshops for this season. Every year we have at least 4 different workshops which happen for the instructors. This year's ones are already over. For every 10 female participants, we do ensure there's one female instructor. As there are going to be 2 activity groups here, we will be having at least 2 female instructors, if not 3 to 4. it most likely will be about 3 to 4 female instructors going along with this program. In terms of transportation, we have hired Volvo buses till Kalkutta. These are buses which we use on a regular basis for the past multiple years. We've been doing the Volvo trip to Kalkutta. Just pre-COVID, we had shifted from the trains to the buses because trains have become, parents always ask me, why not trains? Trains have become a little bit very difficult for us to manage because, first of all, there is no crowd control anymore on the trains. Anybody is getting on, and there are fights happening almost on a daily basis. Secondly, ticketing was becoming quite a big issue. Originally, railways used to have a group booking system, which they kept on reducing, and now we don't get tickets together. So if we are going on, say, on a Shatabdi, there might be 5 children in one coach and 10 children in one coach, and it becomes chaotic and also not very good feeling for the children because they really want to talk to each other and they really want to go on. So we'll use Volvo buses till Kadgudam. For the overnight journey, we have ensured that there are 2 drivers on each bus. For this one, as there will be only one Volvo bus, there'll be two drivers on that bus itself. Secondly, we have a very experienced travel team who has been doing these routes so that they know where everything is, what is the en route medical emergencies, how we can handle, where are the stops, and they are awake throughout the night, making sure that the drivers are following the speed limits, they are not driving rashly, and if any one of the driver is feeling sleepy, they ask them to change with the other driver. So those things are taken care of. Once they reach Kathgodam, they'll shift into smaller vehicles, which will be MUVs like Innovas, Scorpios, things like those, which will be about 5 to 6 children, depending on what car is, to get them to the camp. Over here, if there are 25 children, say there are going to be 5 children in each car, so there'll be at least 5 to 6 vehicles going. They'll be following a convoy route. So we've been numbering the cars from 1 to 6. Nobody overtakes car number 1. Car number 3 cannot overtake car number 2, and so forth. So that speed limits are maintained and everybody's going through in a convoy protocol. We have designated breaks throughout the journey. We will start at night from here, late at night, post dinner. There will be a toilet break in the middle, and they'll reach campsite for breakfast. So breakfast will be on the campsite itself. We do have snacks available on the bus for them, which will be served to them. But it is recommended that all children eat dinner and come. Equipment. So all our equipment, first of all, is international UIA standard. We do not buy anything which is not certified by them. Other than that, there are regular audits of all the equipment. It's not just that because they're certified that it makes them safe. We want to make sure that the wear and tear is not making anything unsafe. So there are regular audits by certified experts, and any activity, say rock climbing is starting or ropes course is starting, or backpacking, any equipment which is going to be used by the children is first tested by the instructors to make sure that it's all safe and nothing untoward will happen. In terms of medical support, we have a certified MBBS doctor 24/7 on the camp itself, so that if anything happens, he or she is there to take over and take charge. Other than that, each activity group will at least have one wilderness first aid trained instructor who will be handling all kind of emergency which happen in the activity, so that we are not waiting on the doctor, so they can handle any kind of injuries with that. Sorry, this is not Panchgani, this is a typo. The nearest hospital is Kathgodam and Haldwani. So Haldwani has a big multi-speciality hospital, which takes about 1 hour 50 minutes to reach. There are smaller hospitals on the way, so that if it's an X-ray we don't need to go all the way till Haldwani. We can go to Bhimtal. There are small hospitals there. There is also a hospital in Satal, which you can get X-rays done. So that takes about 20-25 minutes from the campsite. We also have a vehicle available 24/7 on the campsite for any kind of evacuation if required. So on the left hand side, the child is doing ropes course. On the right hand side, the girl is doing rock climbing. That's the natural wall which is in Padampuri, which they're going to be using. Okay, coming to accommodation and meals, I've already mentioned that there are tents over there with attached toilets, 4 to 5 children in each tents. The washrooms have the Western style toilets, the normal WCs which you use, with the water jets, the bum washers. There are geysers in each bathroom, so they can have hot water whenever they need. Boys and girls are obviously housed separately, and we ask the children to choose their tent mates. Only condition that if any kind of untoward incident is happening, we will separate them out. So if they're not listening to us, if there is any kind of bullying, because a lot of times best friends are bullying each other, right? So, and we have to separate them out. There will be a warning given, obviously. We have a dining area over there, which is totally covered, so that if it rains, they're under that in that hall. We can do activities also there if there's ever rain. There's also an area right outside the dining hall where they can sit and have, when the weather is pleasant, the children like to sit outside, have their food there. If it's the last night, we might be having a bonfire, so they might want to have their food outside around the bonfire. That's also an option. One tent will be made the infirmary so that it's everybody's there. In terms of meal, all our foods have been thought through depending on what kind of activity levels they are. We do change the meals every day. It's not going to be the same dal chawal being served every day. There'll be days they'll have pasta, there'll be days they'll have Chinese. So things will keep changing. In the morning breakfast, we do have eggs as an option available, which will be made separately, kept separately, and clearly marked non-vegetarian. During dinner times, about 4 to 5 times, there will be non-vegetarian dishes made, which again, made separately, kept separately, and clearly marked non-vegetarian. If somebody is Jain who does not eat garlic or onions, please let us know if you've not mentioned so that we can arrange their food separately. So now during meal times, the instructors are making sure all the children are eating properly and not wasting too much food. They understand that how wastage of food. We try to make them understand how food wastage should not be, happening, and they have to minimize it. We will also have a self-washing area where they will wash their dishes on their own. This will only be plates, not the main utensils. In terms of travel plan, we'll depart at 10 p.m. This has changed because Terminal 2 is shut for renovations. So it will be 10 p.m. from Terminal 1. We will be sending you the updated Google Map location where to meet us. So for all the Delhi parents who are dropping their children directly, if you're coming in your own car, come towards Terminal 1 arrival area, go straight down. There's a parking lot, park your vehicle, and you'll have to walk back towards gate number 3. We'll be standing outside gate number 3. There'll be a Google Map location which will be given to you. On the return, it will happen the same. We'll go to Terminal 1 itself. Any child who's flying in, irrespective whichever terminal you're arriving, Terminal 3 or Terminal 1, we'll pick you up and get you to the departure point. So don't worry about that. Right, and on the return also, if you're departing from Terminal 3, we will take you to Terminal 3 and ensure that you enter the airport on time. Yeah, so they will arrive at Camp Padampuri around 7 a.m. in the morning. On return, they will arrive at 6 a.m. in Delhi on the same location. So the journey with breaks is approximately 9 hours, but it usually takes about 10 hours, right? So that's why we've written 7. So because the children do sleep, and when we reach Godam, which is early in the morning, it takes time to change over, and they do need a longer break. So it's around 7 a.m. when they'll reach the campsite. Mode of transport I've already mentioned, AC buses, which are Volvo bus, which will go up to Kathgodam, and then a non-AC MUVs will take from there. Now, some important expectation settings. This is about communication on how the camp is and what you and your child should know before coming. First of all, it's not a luxury camp or a resort. This isn't a holiday or a luxury retreat, right? It's about living as a community. It's about understanding how to adapt to different things, how to adapt to different challenges, following safety protocols. So, it will be a little bit of roughing it out. So when they go for the night out, it'll be a little bit roughing it out. When they're in their tents, they do not have ACs or fans, right? So they do have to get adjusted to that. So in the tents, they will have cots, by the way, which I didn't mention. They'll have cots and mattresses on the top. They'll be using sleeping bags or blankets. Communication and updates. So nobody is allowed to carry their cell phones. So no child will be carrying their cell phones. So what we do is, first of all, during the travel, once they depart from Delhi, we send an update on the WhatsApp channel. Then we'll send them once they've done with their toilet break in the middle. And then when they reach Karkudam, we'll be sending out a WhatsApp. And once they're on the campsite, we send out a WhatsApp update that they've reached. After that, there are two updates daily, one at 11 a.m. and one at 6 p.m., which is telling you what the children are doing on camp, how is the weather, what is the activity schedule, and then what if they had something interesting to eat or something, talking about that so that you can also, understand what the fun the children are having and what you're missing out on. There'll be some photographs which we'll be uploading. In the morning, these are group photographs. So as a group, we would click the photographs. In the evenings, about 15 to 20 photographs we put up of the activities. Now, it could be possible that when the photos are shared, there might be a few children who might be not on those photographs because we've had scores of photographs. We were or about say 100 photographs coming in a day, right? We have to cut them out and put only 15 to 20 because it becomes too long. At the end of the program, once the program is over, we put all the photographs, all the 300, 400, 500 photographs we get on a Google Drive folder, and we share it on the WhatsApp channel so that you can download them and go through all the photographs. So if your child gets missed out on one day, don't worry, it could happen. Uh, do make sure that we do make sure that every child is covered, but sometimes one child has hidden themselves or is photo shy. Do let us know that they have not been covered 1 day or 2 days so that we can make sure they are covered, and we catch hold of them whenever they are running here or there when the photographs are being clicked. In case, so these are general group updates. In case there is something going wrong with your child, you will get a call from us. It could be that the child has had some injury or is not feeling well. Mild headaches, stomach aches, mild fever are very common because they are not used to this physical activity. The bigger thing is that if they get if they come back home and they don't have scratches or bruises, call us. That means they've not done anything. They're going into the outdoors. They're going to go into the forest. They're going to be doing rock climbing. They're going to be doing rope course. They're going to be doing backpacking, outdoor survival. They have to get scratches and bruises. Those are the medals of the camp, right? And if they are coming without that, that means they've not done anything. But anything above that, right? If they say have a major twist where swelling has happened, or they have their fever which is not breaking out, or they're having an upset stomach or something, we will call you. You will be able to talk to your child. We will tell you what has happened, what is the protocol we are following. If you're okay with it, if you want to change anything, you'll let me know. If any child needs antibiotics, you'll be called. If any child needs, say, an anti-tetanus shot, you'll be called. We'll get those confirmations from you before we administer those. So don't worry. If anything is, any reason is required, we will be calling you and making sure you're in touch with your child. No gadgets, especially phones. Strict no phones and screens. We want the children to be technology detoxed. Please don't not try to send phones just because you want to track them or air tags. Trust your children, trust us. We'll be taking care of them. This is the time to make them independent. So do not send these things. Cameras can be carried, but will be under the responsibility of the children. There are charging points in the dining area where they can charge their batteries, but it's all their responsibilities. In terms of fitness and preparation, this is going to be a little bit more physically challenging than what children are used to. If the children are active in any kind of sports like, say, volleyball, football, cricket, where they're doing a lot of running, they should be good. But if not, make sure they're doing a little bit of brisk walking or jogging right now. Uh, when I come to the list of things to carry, they're going to be using normal sports shoes. But in case you're buying new sports shoes, make sure they're wearing it right now and they break into them, because a lot of times, you get shoe bites with new shoes. So make sure they are wearing them right now. So zero tolerance for bullying and indiscipline. If we get a complaint about bullying, we will be calling both sets of parents, the bullied and the bullier, talking to both sets of the parent, talking to both the children, and ensuring either it's not done. And if it's a very serious case, it could mean that we have to get the bullier back to their home city. We will arrange that. It will be under the expense of the parents. So make sure, children, you're not bullying. Be nice to each other. And children, if you feel that you're being bullied, you need to come and tell us. We might not get to know what's going on inside your tents because it's against the privacy rule. We cannot enter your tents without your permission. So please make sure that you're trusting one of the instructors or the camp chief and letting them know so that we can take corrective action immediately. No use of substance or possession. So any possession or consumption of, I know this is a junior age group, but we still have to mention it. Possession or consumption of cigarettes, alcohol, or any contraband will not be tolerated and will result in immediate expulsion. Now, while it's written no junk food or tuck, a lot of children will be carrying some snacks and some tuck for the travel. These would be taken away once they reach the campsite. Please do not send excessive amounts of tuck. If you are sending some chips or some snacks they want, keep it minimal. Once they reach the campsite, we will be taking them away because we want them to have proper nutritious food. If they are having junk food in their tents, it's first of all, if they're having food in their tents, it's going to attract things they don't want. It'll attract the different kinds of insects which they really don't want in their tents, which can lead to attracting rats, which can lead to attracting cats and dogs, and then the tent is in shambles. So please do not carry too much of tuck. We will have some chips, biscuits, juices, and drinking water available for you on the bus. There will also be a snack box which we'll be giving. In terms of pocket money, you do not need to send any money, which we take care of during once the program has started. We take care of anything during travel, on the camp. If any medical emergency or any incidental happens, we take care of it. The participants don't need to pay for anything. They could carry money for our camp shop, which is a camp merchandise where they can buy Inme branded T-shirts, caps, carabiners, some tokens, the coins and some other souvenirs which we have. For that, we recommend rupees 3,000 and not more. If anybody is flying into the camp, flying in for this program, do make sure you're carrying extra money for airport meals so that you can buy something while you're in the airport itself. Okay. Coming to the list of things to carry, which will take me around 10 minutes, and then I'll start taking question answers. Okay. First of all, the packing list. The weather, it's going to range from 30 degrees in the daytime, going down to 18 degrees in the night. If it rains, it can drop a little bit lower. Do follow this list of things to carry. You do not need to carry anything more or under it. 7 to 8 t-shirts. Make sure that a few of them are quick dry, if not all. It's preferable if they're quick dry and in dark colors. 3 to 4 pairs of shorts. When I say 3 to 4 pairs of shorts, it means 3 to 4 shorts, right? We've had questions that do we need to get 7 or 8, or do we need to get 3 or 4? You need to get 3 or 4, right? You do not need to get 8 shorts. 3 or 4 pairs of shorts. Try to make sure at least 2 are quick dry, because we might have some activities where there's a stream nearby. So we might have some stream activities if the water is nice and it's not too deep. So 2 quick dry shorts just in case we're doing stream walking. 3 to 4 track pants. All activities will be done in track pants. No activity will be done in shorts or jeans or other pants. They have to be either track pants or joggers. So 3 to 4 track pants. 7 to 8 pairs of socks. 1 quick dry towel. 1 cap, very important. Like I said, the sun is going to be very sharp. You will need this. Sufficient amount of undergarments. 2 pair of night clothes, which you can use at night. One fleece jacket or a sweatshirt hoodie so that if it gets chilly in the evening, you have that. If you feel cold, do carry two of these so that you can layer yourself up. One poncho or raincoat. If you have a waterproof jacket, then you can just stick to one jacket of that and one sweatshirt, and you're good. Footwear. Normal rubber soled sports shoes. You do not need any fancy trekking shoe or anything. Normal rubber soled sports shoe is just fine. Just make sure the sole is in good condition and is not slipping. A lot of times we see children coming with almost no sole, right, and they slip on rocks. So make sure the grip is nice. Should not be brand new. Should have been worn in. One pair of hiking sandals, or what we used to call floaters. This will be used if you're on the camp and not any physical activities happening. You can use these in your rooms. You can use these. No clogs, which are the crocs, which are the covered toe ones with the holes. No clogs, no flip flops or slippers or leather sandals. Parents ask me why. Crocs have holes on the top, right? Insects, bugs, stones get in, and then the child is jumping, trying to get them out, and can fall. So that's why no clogs or crocs. Flip flops or slippers, they are called slippers because you can slip into them and slip out of them. So a lot of times they just get stuck and they slip out, and again, there's hazard to the children. Leather sandals, if they get wet or even with sweat, they start stinking. So that's why no leather sandals. Other items. Personal toiletries other than your shower gel, toothbrush, and toothpaste do include a sunscreen, which is SPF 30 plus, a lip balm, and a cold cream. A mosquito repellent cream or a spray. There will be mosquitoes there. You will want this for yourself. One pair of sunglasses, a torch or a headlamp. Important for both sides when the light goes on the campsite. It does take time for the electricity, for the generators to kick in. So if you need something at that time, you have a torch or a headlamp ready. If you need to go to the loo at night, rather than switching on the light and waking your tent mates, at least you can use a torch or a headlamp to direct yourself to the loo. When you're on the night out, obviously there's no electricity there. There are no bulbs over there. So you will need this at night. So make sure you're carrying a torch or a headlamp. A plastic bag for used and wet clothes. One water bottle of 750 ml to 1 liter capacity. We are not giving bottled water to the children. So we have AquaGuard filtered water on the campsite. We have Bisleri 25 to 30 liter big dispensers which we carry with us, which are on the bus, and they can refill their water bottle there. In terms of sleeping bag and inflatable pillow, while we will be issuing sleeping bags to all the children or blankets depending on the kind of weather, if any child wants to carry their own sleeping bag, which is as per international camping norms, they can. You do not need, if you're going out and buying a sleeping bag, 10 degrees Celsius is perfect. You do not need to buy anything very fancy of minus degrees. Anything which is suitable for 10 degrees is just fine. If you're not carrying, don't worry. We will provide you a sleeping bag there. It's just that they're not new sleeping bags. These will be these would have been used by previous participants. After that, they would have been cleaned and sanitized and sunned before they will be given to children. So to make sure that they're done. So in that case, you can carry a sleeping bag liner if you want, which can just make it a little bit more hygienic. One inflatable pillow. This will be used on the bed, on the night out, so you can carry one inflatable pillow. What we recommend is that you roll up your t-shirt or use your bag as a pillow, but a lot of children in the past have been feeling uncomfortable doing that, so that's why we've added one inflatable pillow. Medicines and glasses. We are carrying all kinds of medicines. So unless the child is under any prescribed medicines, you do not need to send any medicine. We will be taking care of that. If anybody is under prescribed medicine, do make sure we know the prescription. We'll hand it over to the doctor. The doctor will make sure the medicines are given at whatever time is required. Do not let the children self-medicate. We need to know what medication they're having. So if you give any medicines, let us know so that we can take it from them, and we'll give it to them whenever they require. We'll have medicines from stomach ache, headaches, fever, antibiotics, anti-tetanus, IVs. We have everything over there, so you don't need to worry. Spectacles. If any child is wearing spectacles, make sure you're carrying an extra pair. Contact lenses are not recommended. If you can get retainer straps, which will help the glasses from not falling off your head and will just keep hanging around your neck area, make sure you get this handled with retainers. In terms of packing, you'll need one small day pack or a knapsack. This will be, if you're flying in, it goes onto the cabin baggage. When you're going on the bus, this is on the top, so it can have your snacks, it can have your water, it can have your one warm layer that you might need on the travel, your inflatable pillow so that you can use it at night. So all those things can go on the day pack and be on the top of the bus. Your rucksack or duffel bag, no suitcases. So you need a rucksack or a duffel bag. They will be on the camp head. You will be walking about 100 meters to 200 meters to your tents. There's no path to drag your suitcases. If you're gonna drag it, your wheels are gonna break. And if you're gonna pick it up, it's gonna be difficult. So you need rucksacks or duffel bag which can go onto your shoulder and you can carry them to your tents. So anything between 60 to 70 liters is fine. So one rucksack or a duffel bag where all your main luggage will go in. Now, in terms of cash, I've already mentioned that you can give 3,000 rupees for t-shirts, cap, keychains, nothing else they'll require it for. If the children are flying in, do give them extra money for the airport meal so that they can buy something inside the airport or on the flight they're on, if they're on Indigo or SpiceJet. Do not carry mobile phones, expensive jewelry, electronic gadgets. And as you know, this is going to be an outdoor program, so we cannot be responsible for any kind of damage to the, jewelry, or if you're carrying some kind of electronic gadgets, it's all on you, right? We will take care of the rest of the stuff, but we cannot take care of these things. If you're carrying a camera, it's at your own risk. Now, very important for the participants who are flying in, make sure you're carrying a pouch or a Ziploc bag with a power bank, right? Make sure there's a power bank inside it with a charging cable, so that once you arrive back in Delhi, you'll be able to charge your phones. Printed copy of your return ticket, original Aadhaar card for identification at the airport, cash for food. This will be given to us in this pouch. All these things in this pouch will be included, given to us, labeled. It stays in Delhi and then is returned to the child when they come back. We cannot send phones to the campsite, otherwise we'll be looking after just the phones and not the safety of your children. So this goes into a suitcase. It goes under lock and key in our Delhi office. For participants below 12 years, if you have taken the escorted service, you're good. If not, and you're flying in, this is only for the children flying in, right? If you're already in Delhi and joining us in Delhi, this does not apply to you. If you're flying in and you're under 12, you will need to be either unaccompanied minor or having an escorted travel. So make sure you talk to us about it so that we can figure out what you do. I'm done talking and I can start taking questions. Thank you so much for listening. I hope everybody's awake and nobody fell off to sleep. Okay, either I did a really good job or I bored everybody. Parents, if you have questions, please ask. Otherwise, you can start logging off. Thank you so much for joining us. We will put this
Nipun, Kapil here.
recording on. Yes, hi, Krish.
Hi, Krish's father.
Yes, sir.
Just a couple of things. So one,
Yeah.
the pickup and drop point is Terminal 1 where?
It's in the Terminal 1 arrival area. So there's a pillar. We'll be sending you a Google Map location. Exactly, Krish.
Okay, so basically from there, you collect the local kids and people coming from outside and take them
Yeah,
straight
so
in
all
the
leave
buses.
from there. Yeah.
Second, you can consider, you created a channel,
Yes.
right? Instead of channel, can you consider a WhatsApp group?
Sir, it's very difficult because we have multiple programs going on. That's why we created channels because,
Okay.
first of all, privacy of the parents, because the channels, as you can see, not, every parent has their own private number over there, right? So that remains safe. And for us to respond to all groups at the same time is very difficult, right? Because we have different programs running throughout. We used to do this on Facebook originally. We used to put all the updates on Facebook, and we had to change from that, right? Because of seeing the way artificial intelligence was going, we were worried, last year itself, and we said no, we are not gonna put any photographs or any updates online. We're on a social platform which will be accessible to all. So that's when we moved to WhatsApp channels. You will be getting a number of the program manager, and I will put my number in the chat also so that you have my number. And if the program manager and I are always in touch with the campsite throughout the program, so that if anything, you can always call us.
Got it. Okay, thank you. And how many kids will be going for this?
So there are 25 kids registered for this.
Okay.
I can go up to 40.
Thanks.
Easily. Okay, parents, if no more questions, thank you so much. You can start logging off. You're welcome, Trisha.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.